Hi everyone, my name's Charlie and I am recording this video all the way from America. So I'm just outside of Boston, and firstly I want to welcome you all amazing men into the Love Man workshop. It's so exciting to have you on board, and we hope to foster and grow this community and these relationships with you all so we can join together and come together as men, as lovers, as warriors, and explore our own nature while exploring it with our partners and life itself through a pleasurable experience and essential experience and an experience full of integrity and honesty and joy. So thank you for joining Matthew and myself, and I'm so excited that you're here, and thank you for taking the time to listen to myself for just a short amount of time, and then Matthew today, and I hope you enjoy what you get out of it and your experience, and just put it into practice and keep exploring. So a little bit about myself and a couple little stories I have for you which I'd like to share. So the first story is actually a story that happened to me about three months ago or something. I was on a plane and I was coming back from Perth to Melbourne, and I was sitting next to a girl. Well, the girl was in front of me and she kept looking around, and then she offered me this comic book to read, and I started reading it, and it was quite sexual in nature, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then she invited me to sit next to her, and we started to get into a conversation, and she shared a interesting story with me about some of the males in the world. Well, it's just one particular male, but I thought it was interesting, and yeah, it's like a sense of entitlement at times being a man of what we can do, and maybe females can't do, and these things. So what this lady was sharing with me was she was out partying with one of her girlfriends, and they were in a toilet, and they ended up kissing and making out, and then someone was knocking on the door, and it was another girl who wanted to go to the toilet, and they opened up the door, and the girl was quite turned on apparently at the time, and then she joined them. So there was this sort of threesome with three females going on in the bathroom, and then this other girl invited them back to her house. So they all went back to the house, and she shared with me that they were exploring sexual and sensual things and getting into it, and then all of a sudden a man walked in, and this was the housemate of the woman that they had just met. And she went on to explain that within about 30 seconds, the man didn't even say anything, but he was having sex with her friend, and he was also had his fingers inside the girl that was sharing the story with me. And it wasn't, there was no violence or these things. She was actually, okay with the experience. She thought it was interesting, and just interesting how the man thought that he could just do that, and that was actually fine with her. She didn't say no, or she didn't do these things, and she was actually okay with it, but she just found it interesting. But then after a few minutes, she said to her friend, I think we should go, like, this is just a bit weird, we don't even know this guy, let's just go. So they grabbed their clothes and went downstairs, and as they were getting in a taxi, apparently the guy ran out, and he was fully naked, and apparently had a big erection, and he was yelling, saying, I haven't finished, like, get back here, I haven't finished, you need to help me finish. And the girl apparently just said, well, you've got your housemate to do that with, like, go on. And apparently they just looked at each other and they were like, well, this is awkward, because maybe they were just friends or something. But it's just interesting the concept of this male having to think that it's the female's responsibility to keep going until he finishes, even though he doesn't know these girls and even though he's never met them before, that he can run out naked and say, you should finish me, like, I haven't finished. And for me, that story was just like, wow, that's very, I felt strange and unusual, but potentially there's a little bit of that in all of us, unconsciously or passed down from whoever. But being males, we feel like, you know, a sexual experience happens and it finishes on our terms when we decide to ejaculate or when we decide to finish it. And, you know, hopefully today we can change some of those views and change some of those things around that topic. So I just wanted to share that story with you first, as I think it's quite an interesting and different story. So now to myself, a little bit about myself. I had glandular fever and allergies about 6 years ago, and I wasn't happy at all with my health, and I always thought I looked really tired. I always thought that I wasn't healthy and I didn't feel good. I had to sleep 11 or 12 hours a day. I was sleeping during the day. And I was going to doctors and getting injections for allergies, and they said that there was nothing wrong, but I knew there was something wrong because I could feel it in my body. Like, no one could argue with the way I felt. And this was going on for a few months with these injections and things, and then it got to a stage where I was just like, I'm done with that. It's not working. I thought it would work, but it's not. So now I have to take my health, and I have to be responsible for my own health and well-being, and take it into my own hands and see what happens. So I started researching. I started talking to people. I started going down the path of finding out about healers and energy workers, and Tantra was one of those paths because the sexual energy is life force. It's creation, and it's the most powerful energy in existence. And so that naturally came onto my path, and I realized if I was giving away my sexual energy all the time, I was losing energy. And it's not bad to give it away. And when I say give it away, that can be mainly, it's physically when you ejaculate and your semen expels. That is giving away the most vital fluid of your body that has the potential to populate almost the entire United States of America in one ejaculation, and that's how much energy you're losing. And at times, you know, it's good to do that, but at times, if you're doing it regularly, all the time, you start depleting yourself of vital energy and vital force. And that was one of the things that came across my path, and I was like, wow, this is something I've got to look into more. So that happened, and then I started to really delve deeper into my sensuality and sexual practices with my partner, Kelly, who is my current partner, and that's why I'm in America here with her. And she's very powerfully in tune sexually and sensually, and I've learned a lot from her because she demands a lot from me as a man. And it's not like she verbally says it or, you know, needs it, but I can just feel the energy, and I need to be a certain way. I have to grow into a certain man to be in the presence of a woman like her. So that has drawn things out of me along the way over the past 2 years that has got me to where I am today. So I've experienced different forms of orgasm, whole body orgasms, orgasms without releasing semen and ejaculating, and I've had spiritual orgasms, I've had heart orgasms where, you know, we'd be making love and I wouldn't ejaculate, but the energy would rush to my heart and explode. And there was one time where I was in a state of bliss and ecstasy for about 45 minutes, and I was laughing non-stop for about 45 minutes. I was looking at my partner's body, and I would pick up, say, her foot or something, and I'd just start laughing at how beautiful it was. It was like I was seeing it for the first time. And I was just there was just so much love coming out of me, and I wasn't thinking about anything else in my life. I wasn't trying to do things and do that and tick off my to-do list. I was right there in the experience, and it was enriching me and filling me up in so many ways that I didn't know was possible before that experience. And I know there's just so much more to come on my journey, and I hope you all come along for the ride and share with me what you learn, and I share with you what I learn, and we grow together and grow this community. So I'm very excited about what Matthew will be sharing with you today, and that's about it. What I can feel into about me, and yeah, just enjoy the ride. And I've taken the leap of faith of coming over here with my partner. I used to have a belief that I'd be older until I committed to a woman for an extended period of time. And then I realized that was actually just me protecting myself and not wanting to get hurt and not wanting to be vulnerable in my love, and me just being like, oh no, I don't need that, or maybe a couple of months with different girls, that's fine, but then I'll, when I turn 30, I will find the girl of my dreams. And that was sort of my fantasy land that I was sort of creating. And then this wonderful girl popped up many years earlier, and I was like, wow. And I had to break through this resistance that was holding me back from giving myself fully to the woman that I love. So now I'm over here with her, and I'm in her family home, and I'm experiencing so many things with her, and amazing things, and we're doing projects, and we're excited, and we've got a van, and we're going to travel across America from Boston to LA through the middle for a few months, and it's a very exciting time, and I look forward to investing more in the Love Man community and project, and growing together. So thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you get so much out of today. I know Matthew will share some incredible wisdom and knowledge with you, as he's so dedicated to this topic, and he's so honest and full of integrity, and yeah, I really trust him with everything he does, and I trust him with my life. So I hope you guys can trust him as well, and just gain whatever you have to gain from this experience for yourselves. So thank you all, and I'll speak to you on Facebook, I'm sure, soon. Bye bye.